See, I don't care who you are. Everybody wants to be happy and everybody wants to be successful. Everybody. I don't know nobody that don't want to be happy or successful. And if you're hanging around people that won't be happy or successful, you should get away from them. If you want a tree to really grow up and really be a beautiful tree, you got to prune it. You got to prune it every now and then. If you ever, well, I'm from the country, so if you growing corn, you got to hold the road. You got to get the weeds out. If you don't, they're going to stifle the growth of your product. Remember when they used to show rockets going to the moon, and they used to show it in Cape Canaveral or Cape Kennedy, wherever they shoot it from? You see a rocket on the ground, it's got these 4 big boosters. When that rocket comes off the ground, 2 of them boosters stay right there. Them 2 boosters is just enough to get this big thing off the ground. 2 of them stay attached. Then when that rocket go up, you can see. And they used to tell you, the next fuel tank is coming off, boom. And now it's just 1 fuel tank, because in order for it to get all the way up to where it's going, it has to shed that dead weight. In order to get off the ground, some people in your life just for a season, they just ground level people. They can't go up in the air with you now. And you got to remember something my daddy told me, everybody come with you, can't go with you. You can't keep dragging people with you, man. So now you got these 2 boosters and 1 of them come off. Now in order for that rocket to get into orbit, you have to lose that last fuel tank. Because guess what? It's out of fuel. It's out of season. You done went to an area that fuel tank can't handle. If you keep that fuel tank on that rocket ship when it go into orbit, you're going to blow the whole mission. You're going to blow the spaceship up because it ain't got no business going that high. Now, you can insist on taking it if you want to. The problem you're going to have now is your rocket ship ain't going to get into orbit. And do you know that's what's happening to a lot of people? You can't get where God trying to take you because you're trying to take everybody else with you. Everybody come with you, can't go with you, man. I'm sorry. If God had wanted them in orbit with you, he'd have put their rocket ship in orbit. It ain't your job. You can't chain people to your rocket ship and take them into orbit. You know I had to learn this, man. Do you know I was taking people with me, man? Trying to keep it real. My boys in the hood was holding me to that. Man, you got to keep it real, man. Don't forget where you come from. We your homies. Yeah, okay. Okay. You can't have people go to certain places with you. Y'all got to do this culling. You got to cut the cord with some of these people. They holding you down. I'm just trying to give you some piece of advice. Next thing I want you to remember is, look, man, God is important. He's important to your journey. He'd love to hear from you. Talk to him today. You ain't got to clear with nobody. God is available 24/7. You don't need an appointment. You ain't got to be on your knees. Just talk to God. He'd love to hear from y'all. Thank y'all for coming, everybody. You know, somebody asked me the other day, said, what's the one thing you can't live without? I mean, without first of all, God. If there wasn't no God, I'd be in trouble. But if I didn't have soul, you know, soul is my understanding music, my swagger, the way I handle myself, the way I handle pressure, the way I handle haters. That's what soul. If I didn't have soul, I wouldn't even want to be here. If I didn't feel for music the way I feel, I wouldn't even want to be here. You cash my chips in. This ain't no fun. If you didn't have soul, I don't know what to do without soul. Soul is a feeling. It's not a color. It's a feeling. It's your swagger, what makes you feel good about you. It's how you handle, it's how you roll, you operate. You know, I got that. You may not like it, but I got it. You know, and let me tell you something. When you have haters, you have to understand what haters are. Haters are a very limited number of people. They're really not the massive amounts that operate in your life. It's just that hate is so loud. Hate is louder than love, but love is stronger. If you focus on the people that love you, you can blow over the haters. Haters ain't shit. Most people hate you only because of the way other people love you. That's why you got most of your haters anyway. All you got to do is have somebody like something you do, and here come the haters. And they ain't shit. They little thumb gangsters. They just got a little keypad. They ain't shit. If you met them in real life, you ever tried to pull up their page? It's private. It don't exist because they punks. They little dudes. The you. You thumbing. You not me. You can't type shit about me and think that affects me. How your punk is typing, I still get paid. Your punk, tick, 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 tick. You ain't no, you ain't because if you got time to type bullshit about somebody else, you ain't Nobody that has a life has time to hate. And all that time you got towards hating, man, you could be developing your life. I try to talk to young people all the time about it. Man, you hear the they saying about you on the internet? I don't care. You don't even know me. You gonna call me a name you don't even know. You don't even have my cell number. How you mad at me and you don't have my number? How you mad at me and we've never talked? But you mad at me? Man, get yourself something to do. Things are going to happen in your life. But remember this, life is 10% what happens to you. It's 90% what you do about it. You can stop complaining about life is unfair to me. No, it ain't. It's just life. In life, it is going to happen to you. But you have to go on. You have to find the strength from somewhere. If you don't have the strength, let me tell you something. God does have it. God is the provider of everything. Let me tell you something. If it wasn't for my faith, I ain't standing here today. I'm going to just flat out tell you that. And listen to me. You're talking to a hood cat. I come from nothing. The reason I'm here is because my mama was a Sunday school teacher for 40 years when she died. When my mama died, let me tell you something. The church was packed. The church was packed. I was sitting on the front row just crying. My mama's death was the worst period of my life. I felt nothing like it ever before. When she passed, I thought I was going to die. But the pastor told us at the ceremony, he said, if y'all could just turn around and look at the people in this church. They were in the overflow room. They were outside on the sidewalks because my mama had taught Sunday school in Cleveland for 40 years. Church people came, hustlers came, gangsters came, pimps came, the dope boys came. And they was just stopping by all of us going, man, your mama meant the world to me. She tried to save me. I just come to tell you, if anything you need, man, we here. That's what she meant to so many people. What helps me handle grief is what the pastor said to me that day. He said, think of all the things your mother taught you. Think of all the great moments you had with her. Then he said, look at these people in here. And as he was sitting there, me and my brothers and sisters, we started smiling. He said, what I'm trying to get you to understand is, in your darkest moment, think of all the great moments you had with her. Joy and depression cannot reside in the same space. After that, I applied that theory to my life, that joy and depression cannot reside in the same space. Because I've learned so much in life. I had to change what I was thinking 2 years ago. I work all the time. And I found myself, I found myself starting to get a little run down. I started getting real fatigued. And I started noticing that I was starting to talk about my workload. And one day I caught myself. Somebody sent me something. Because I was just talking about how much I got to do, how I'm always tired, and how I'm always beat down, and I'm woe down. And somebody sent me something that changed my whole life. You know what they sent me? The plaque said, I can't complain about all that's on my plate when my whole goal was to eat. But let me tell you something I know for sure. If you want to be successful or happy in this life, you got to have God in your life. You have to include God in your life. Now listen to this. I'm a perfect example of this fact. You ain't got to be perfect to have God in your life, because you're not perfect no way. You quit going down to these churches preaching perfection, because there ain't none. I get so amazed at people who come see me, and then there's one lady sitting up in the audience just with her arms full. I said, ma'am, you're not having a good time? She said, as a matter of fact, I'm not. I said, what's wrong? She said, I'm really disappointed in you. I said, you really? I said, how so? She said, I thought you were a Christian. I said, I am a Christian. She said, but I've heard you use profanity several times. Okay. I'm a cussing Christian. I don't understand how that stops me from being a Christian. I have flaws because I'm a human. Because you might not cuss, but you do something. So what? You don't cuss. You do something. Because there's none perfect, no, not one. So why I'm sitting up here fronting and faking like I'm this perfect dude so I can say I'm a Christian, when all them Christians, ain't nobody perfect. You can't be perfect, man, but you can have a relationship with God. You can sit up and fake the funk if you want to and say you're perfect, but you're not. You're not. Everybody in this room is broken. All us is broken. That's what you need God for, because we all broken. Everybody, I don't care who you are. And it ain't no you more broken than somebody else. You broken. What difference do it make? Somebody told me one time, if it's 3 people on a boat and a person dive off the boat to swim to shore, and he get 100 yards away from the boat and he drowned and sink, then the next person dive in the water and he get 500 yards off the boat, but he drowned and sink. And the last man get off the boat and he dive in the water and he gets 6 feet away from shore and he drowned and he died. Who the better swimmer? Who the better swimmer? Y'all all drown. I don't care how far you go. You can sit up here, man. You can keep talking this perfection thing as you want. You get as close as you want. We all gonna come short when it comes to perfection. Look, form a relationship with God just the way you are. God take you just the way you are. Matter of fact, God shape you up just like he needs. See, he take dudes like me. He take old hoodlum dudes. And you hear people, they say they got saved and they got washed white as snow. You hear people say that. I ain't get that version. I just got rinsed off. When I looked up and got saved, I still had dirt on me. Now, if you got the whitest snow version, congratulations. But that ain't really how I go. God take people like me. I'm an imperfect soldier for Christ. And he allows me to say some things on his behalf. And you may not like the way I say it. You might not like my method. But I'm just telling you the truth, that you can be an imperfect person and have a relationship with God. That's all I'm trying to tell you. You ain't got to believe that. Because once again, I'm not in the soul conversion business. If you want to go to hell, bye. This is none of my business. But if you're struggling and you're looking for a way out and you lost a little bit, I'm telling you that God is in the forgiving business, that God is in the get your life together business, that God is in the make your dream come true business, that God is in the accept you as you are business. You can't fix yourself. If you could fix yourself, wouldn't you have done it by now? You can't fix yourself, but he can. God took somebody like me and turned me into something. And I'm telling you right now, I have no business even being here. If it wasn't for God's grace, I can't even explain my career to nobody. I can't even, somebody asked me, they ask me all the time, how you get all these TV shows? I can tell you flat out, I have no idea. Because all I asked for was one. I'll tell you the truth, I just wanted one. You know how hard it is to get one show in Hollywood? Come out here and try to get a TV show. You know how hard that is? I got 8. You know what that is? That's called grace. That's God's unmerited favor. That's because, man, if you ask God for something, he'll do exceedingly abundantly over all you think or ask. And all you got to do is honor him. So I'm standing here honoring him. And the reason I'm standing here, because when I was homeless and I had nothing, I told God, if you let me make it, when I get there, I'm going to tell everybody about you. So I'm telling you about him. You ain't got to believe me, but I'm holding up my end of the deal. I appreciate y'all coming.